What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Zaynomics Gaming. Now, lately here, Destiny has been under fire with a lot of different news-related articles, just everything that's been going on with the game lately. And a lot of people have been rightfully so upset over the state of the game, especially last week when they released the state of the game for this month. And that actually brought me to Steam, where I've actually been looking at other games, and I did stumble across a amazing sale for Assassins Creed Odyssey. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Should you buy in 2023? And I got a phenomenal deal on it. I did purchase the Ultimate Edition, which was, I believe, $23. Now, it's normally $125, so I got roughly 85% off. But you could purchase the game for $8 if you just want the regular game. Now, this game is typically a looter, kind of like how Destiny is, but obviously there's no weapons, like as far as like guns go. And this particular Assassin's Creed Odyssey is based off of the Peloponnesian War between Athens and Sparta. Now, there are different conquest battles, different factions that you can join, tons of different gear between epic sets, legendary sets, rare sets, and it also has room for build crafting and loadout crafting as well. You can have multiple loadouts for whatever playstyle you decide to go with. There's multiple different kinds between different weapons such as staffs, scythes, swords, battle axes, daggers, bows, just all kinds of different weapons that you can actually use. And it does have a different play style than what we're normally used to, like spears and shields and different abilities that you could actually build into, sort of like how Destiny is, though Destiny is a futuristic sci-fi shooter. This is a all-out melee brawl style game, and it is open world. It has tons of different locations and side quests, and you could spend up to 150 hours or so just playing this game normally. Now, this game is set pretty much before all of the original Creed actually started, so you don't get penalized for killing innocent people or stealing or anything like that. Now, you could have a bounty set on you, but we'll talk about that more here in a little bit. Now, this game is set before the current era that we're currently in, or before the Christian era, and it does have a ton of different gameplay, and you can also select the character that you want to use, whether that be Alexios or Cassandra. So you can play it as a male or a female, and the way you go about the story really depends on how the story will turn out. So there can be sort of like multiple endings, but I don't want to 100% say that there will be different endings, but there are different ways that you can go about certain quests, or what you decide to do. Your different actions obviously partake and really decide how the ending of this game will go. Now, this game was released in 2018 and is classified as an action role-playing video game, and it was made by Ubisoft. So, yeah, and like I said, it does take place with the Peloponnesian War between Athens and Sparta. There's plenty of different areas that you can actually conquer. There's conquest battles, which are very fun to play with. There's ships. You can upgrade your ship, and you can actually loot enemy ships, board them, and take everything from them if you decide to do so. The game itself is fantastic as far as the combat. Everything involved with it is very refreshing, and since I haven't been playing Destiny this past week, I've absolutely fallen in love with this game, and it does have me excited for the new Assassin's Creed that will be releasing here in October 12th, I believe. It's called Assassin's Creed Mirage. So it was a good time for me to actually jump in this and kind of put Destiny on the back burner until the showcase on August 22nd. Now, the first thing you'll notice in this game is you will be highly under-leveled, and you go through some sort of tutorial for the better part of at least 2 hours, I would say. I spent roughly 2 hours. Of course, you spend some time exploring and dealing with graphic settings and stuff like that, but first, when you first start the game, you are just a regular mercenary. You know who your father is, which is, I don't want to spoil it for the game, but you do have Leonidas's, who is your grandfather, his spear that he used to fight the Persian army, similar to the movie 300. You do have his spear. It does have some form of magic, but that's as far as I'm going to go, just because I don't want to spoil the game for anybody else that decides to play. Now, once you level up to around 10 or so, that's when you will be able to explore the rest of this world that Ubisoft has created. It is vast, it is beautiful, especially with how old it actually is. A lot of us don't understand that this game was made in 2018 and now it's 2023. The game itself is absolutely beautiful, and I think it's worth mentioning that I am playing this game on a 3060 Ti at 1440p. So the game is it runs pretty good. I do have optimized settings, which I will include in the description down below, but the game is just absolutely beautiful. It has tons of different colors, and it really resonates with the Spartan era, so to speak, with the Athens and everything. That whole vibe that it just has is just, it's fun to play with. There's great combat. I find myself, it's pretty easy to learn, but especially with the different weapon types that they currently have in the game, you can get thrown off your game very easily, especially when you're dealing with enemies that have staffs and different types of daggers. They can throw you for a loop. Now, unfortunately, I haven't played with those yet. I'm pretty classic with the swords. That's just pretty much my go-to that I like to play with. Now, the loot in this game is absolutely important. One, the loot is pretty much what carries it. You always want to have the best gear, the best equipment, and the best weapons. Who doesn't, right? You want to be able to dominate this game, so to speak. So a lot of your weapons are going to be loot-based, and they go by sort of uncommon, and then they go by rare, legendary, and then epic. And you can actually upgrade your weapons no matter the level. It does cost a lot, but you can upgrade your weapons at the blacksmith, and you can also engrave them to give them extra perks or extra damage based off of certain percentages. And this allows you to actually build into the playstyle that you want to have for your character. And like I said, you can pick between either a male character or a female character. I chose a male with Alexios, or you can use Cassandra. Now, quickly, I do want to go over essentially the methods of travel. Obviously, you do have horseback. We also have fast traveling when you synchronize, as well as sailing. And sailing is one of my favorite things of this game. A long time ago, I did play Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and I absolutely love the pirate theme that they had going on, especially with the cannon weapons and the guns. And it was just a lot of fun. And I'm hoping, there are talks that they're going to remaster that game, but I'm hoping that they will. Just so I could replay it for old time's sake. Now, one of the best things about this game, like I said, is the ships. I love attacking other ships, getting their loot, invading and boarding their ships to kill all the enemies. It's a lot of fun. It brings a cool flavor to the game. Of course, you can dive on this game. There is a lot of deep sea swimming and adventures, treasures. Of course, there are some aquatic enemies like sharks and different types of fish, crabs, everything else that you would expect in a game like this. And one of my favorite things to do is actually kick over the captains and watch sharks eat them. I think it's a lot of fun and it's hilarious. But like I said, the boarding of the ships and destroying them to get the loot is a lot of fun. And you do have other methods of travel, like I said, like horseback, but the main bulk of your travel will be spent at open waters, just so you could get to island and different civilizations, different cities and towns throughout the whole game. And like I said, this whole game is massive. And once you board the ship, you will not actually be able to keep the ship. It will sink. And that's enjoyable too, to watch it sink to the bottom. And you see the blood just float to the top. Sharks will come by. And it's a lot of fun. Now, naturally, the higher up that you get, you can upgrade your ship. You can give it more health, more armor. You can also recruit different lieutenants to join you in your voyage. There's a lot of other enemy ships out there, whether it be Athenians or, I hope I'm saying that correctly, or other Spartan ships or pirates or anything like that. There's always somebody to battle out there on the open water. So you definitely want to upgrade your ship when you can. Now, starting out the game, of course, you're not going to have a lot of materials or currencies. We will go over those. Now, similar to Red Dead Redemption 2, this game does require you to hunt. You have to hunt in order to get one main material, which is leather. It is very hard to come by, especially with the fact that everything costs so much. you're going to need a ton of leather. So I highly recommend that you hunt animals. Every time you see an animal, I would just go ahead and kill it and skin it, because you will need that leather. I don't have really a problem gaining wood or metal or any of the precious gems to upgrade materials. Is mainly leather, because you need leather to upgrade all your armor, your weapons, even your ship. So leather is the top priority, and I feel like it's the main go-to item that you will need. Now, you can buy leather with drachmae at the blacksmith, but it is very expensive. It does cost, and I recommend just trying to hunt for them if you can. Now, with a compelling story and, of course, Athens and Sparta, the big war going on, and this beautiful landscape, of course, we got to have some form of conquest battles, which, of course, we do. And you essentially are either going to pick a side, whether you decide to fight with the Spartans or you decide to fight with Athens. It's really up to you. The latter of the two does give better loot, though. So the harder the difficulty, like in this case, I'm with the Spartans, but if I would have chose to fight with Athens, I would have got more loot for this conquest battle. And there are tons of battles and strongholds all throughout the lands. I believe there's like 15 different islands. Now, while we are talking about conquest battles, I do want to touch on the bounties and mercenaries, which I did mention previously at the first part of the video. Now, bounties come about on you when somebody puts a bounty on your head, of course. Similar to Red Dead Redemption, you can pay those off, or you can choose to wait it out, let it clear over time, or fight off the bounty hunters. Now, you never know when they'll show up. Sometimes they show up just at random moments, and you will hear some compelling music begin when one is near, and you will get a notification on your screen. The higher or the further you are away, depending on how many bounties you have on your head, the more mercenaries you will have after you. If you do begin a conquest battle, a mercenary could show up to claim the bounty over your head, and you will have to fight them off, as well as trying to win your conquest battle. So it can be challenging. I recommend trying to deal with the mercenaries as soon as possible. Now, that does come with a caveat, because other different enemies throughout the world will actually get bounties placed on their heads as well, and you can go after them for a reward. But I do not recommend going after anyone that's 2 levels higher than you are. They will kill you almost immediately. I went after one person that was like 5 levels higher than me. They hit me one time, I was dead. And of course, you know, in Assassin's Creed, you don't technically die, you just get desynchronized, and you have to go back through the whole Animus portal to get back in the game. At some point in the game, once you reach a certain storyline, especially with the cult, which I don't really want to touch on too much because it does give spoilers away, once you get to that point, you will be drastically under leveled. So I highly recommend doing conquest battles, any type of side quests, which there's hundreds of them, especially all throughout the land, that you could definitely complete to get more experience before going after the people in the cult or continuing on with the story, just because you will be severely under leveled. Given the fact that this is a open world game, you should explore it and partake in some of the side quests as well. Now, one piece of advice that I would like to give before partaking in the conquest battles, depending on who you want to claim that land, whether that be Athens or it be Sparta, I would definitely try to lower the nation's power. So if you're trying to go after Spartan or Sparta, you need to attack every stronghold that they have, burn every supply that they have, kill off crucial leaders and captains, because that will actually weaken that faction. So you don't want to start a conquest battle and then Sparta just have all their top guys there. They have all their war supplies. They have every recruit that they need to actually obliterate you. And, you know, it just depends on who you want to win, essentially. So if you want Athens to take over, of course, you would go after everything Sparta related. That way you don't have to worry about them having a higher upper hand. So it will be a lot harder to win a conquest battle if you're going against a nation that is strong. They're not weakened or anything like that. And you can see in the background gameplay, I'm actually going up against a mercenary that is coming after me because I have a bounty over my head. And that doesn't help me when I'm trying to complete this conquest, because he does not matter in this battle. So Sparta still has plenty of enemies, and I'm dealing with a mercenary that does not help, essentially. So after I kill this mercenary, it will not help me. I need to be going after the captains for Sparta, since I'm fighting with Athens current. And like I said, you will have mercenaries come after you if you murder innocent people, or if you steal, or if you do anything that you shouldn't be doing. Certain people will put bounties over your head, and the only way that you can get rid of them is if you kill them, you wait it out, or you actually pay your bounty off from the bounty sponsor, which you will have to go find. So you can see right now we are actually losing pretty heavily because I'm not focused on Sparta's captains, and I'm still dealing with this mercenary. And you can see he's pretty much just as powerful as I am because it's taken me too long to actually kill him. So this hurts us essentially because we only have so much time in these conquest battles, and once your side starts to lose a lot of fundamental warriors, you will naturally start to get overrun. You'll be outnumbered, as you can see currently right now in the background gameplay. Another tip I recommend for conquest battles: play with what you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with playing with battle axe weapons or melee based weapons as far as like maces and staffs, then use those. You don't have to use swords like I'm using. You don't have to do anything like that. You can play with pretty much whatever you like. Scythes. I just recommend that you play with everything to figure out what you would like as a person. And like I said, this does have some flavor as Destiny. It's just a lot older. It's set in a older time period. It's based off of historical mythology, and it is a fantastic game. I absolutely love it. I still have a long way to go to beat the game, but it is very refreshing to step away from Destiny for a little while until they get everything straight and a new season begins, so we can actually start diving back into Destiny 2. Well, there you have it, guys. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It did come out in 2018. Of course, we do have Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but I did not purchase that because it wasn't on sale. I wasn't sure if I'd like it. Of course, just as many of you, I've heard negative reviews here or there, so I didn't want to pay the whole $60 just to try out a game. But I'm very glad that I actually bought Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I actually love this time period. I love the Greek historical mythology that it brings. I love the vastness of the open world, sailing the ships, and just enjoy myself. I love the combat, and like I said, it is very refreshing to play another game since I haven't been able to in a while. I've been playing Destiny for a better part of this year, and I haven't really explored anything else. I would like to pick up the new Assassin's Creed that's coming out this October. If you like this type of series where I go over other Steam related games or other games that have just come out, please consider liking this video and also subscribing to my channel. It is a free way to support me, and I greatly appreciate it. Of course, if you are here for Destiny, we will still have a lot of Destiny 2 content. We do have a new season dropping here in the next 2 weeks or so. The main purpose of this video is, one, I always cover other games that I thoroughly just enjoy, and like I said, I happened to see this game on sale for Steam, and I decided to pick it up. And number two, I just wanted to showcase the beauty of this game, and that there are other games out there right now that you can play, whether it be Remnant 2, Elden Ring, so many other games, other Assassin's Creed games, different story games, Red Dead Redemption, racing games, Call of Duty. There's so much other stuff out there that you could play. You don't have to dedicate all of your time to Destiny 2, even if you are a content creator or stuff like that. There's a lot of other developers out there that make fantastic and do fantastic work altogether, and I definitely think you should experience some of their work as well and not put so much of your time into Destiny 2, especially when it starts to make you upset. There are a lot of different controversial topics that have been going around, especially with the developers, different insights. I did read the state of the game, as well as the past TWID this week, and of course, just like you, I wasn't necessarily happy with it, just because there are other methods of improving your game that don't necessarily mean you have to put something new into the game. And I think currently right now Bungie has actually split up a lot of their team to make their new games that is coming out here soon, which is Marathon. And of course, they are working on a third game, which I believe is Matter. And when you start splitting up resources, it does hurt the foundation of the current game that you have right now. I think overall, Destiny has been around for a long time, for roughly 10 years now. And I think at some point you have to understand that eventually it will die and you will have to pick up something else and try something else. You have to take Destiny for what it is and just hope that, you know, something else will come along to grab your attention and to create new memories along the way. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Like I said, if you enjoy this content, don't forget to like this video. I greatly appreciate it. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. I will see you all in the next video. Go out, go on Steam, check Steam out, and just see what's available out there. There could be different games that you're just interested in that are on sale right now for the summer sale, and you can pick up something else and thoroughly enjoy it. I will see you all in the next video. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And just like I said, I will have the optimized settings for this game in the description down below if you are on PC. If you like this content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It is a free way to support me. Also too, like I said, if you subscribe to my channel, I am giving away a free copy of the final shape, and we will know more about that come August 22nd, and we'll be able to put something together and get a copy out when it actually releases. So like I said, if you want that and you enjoy my content, definitely subscribe to my channel. It's a free way to support me, and I greatly appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful day.